What's going on, everybody? Sean Highkin here with you from Odds Checker, getting you ready for this Wednesday night slate of NBA games with some picks that I like. First, from the Pistons and the Cavs game, it's one of the early games. You can get Colin Sexton to score 25 or more points at plus 195 on FanDuel. I like this pick because, Sexton obviously had a killer start to the season, and he's coming off a couple of bad games against good teams in the Celtics and the Lakers, their last couple of games. And now they're playing one of the worst teams in the league in Detroit, and he already had 32 points at the beginning of the season against them the last time these two teams played. So I like him to have a big bounce-back game there. So 25 or more points, I think that's a pretty good value play if you can get that at plus 195. The Bucks and the Raptors is another game that is interesting. There's some kind of weird stuff going on, actually, with the odds for this game, because on the money line, the Bucks are favored to win, as I would think they should be, because they're not resting any of their guys. Giannis is playing, Chris Middleton is playing, Drew Holiday is playing, all their guys are playing. But for some reason, on the point spread, they're 2.5-point underdogs. And you can get the Bucks plus 2.5 at plus 140 on Fox right now, which I don't really know what's going on there. But if you can get the Bucks at plus money as underdogs in this game against a Raptors team that, they've been doing better lately. They've been hot, but obviously, the Bucks, with all their guys healthy, should be favored to win that game. So that's kind of a no-brainer bet for me. And the Lakers and the Sixers is going to be one of the more interesting games to watch. Obviously, that's the most exciting game of the night because it's, two of the best teams in the league. Joel Embiid is supposed to play. He missed the last game, but he's supposed to be back. So both of the teams are going to be pretty much at full strength. So this should be a pretty great game. There's a bunch of props, and I like these props on FanDuel where you can bet on a team to win plus a player on that team to get a certain stat. And these last two picks that I'm going to give you for tonight are actually both in that kind of category on FanDuel, and they're both actually plus 680. So that's really good odds for things I think are decent bets. In the Lakers-Sixers game, I like Ben Simmons to have 10.5 assists with a Sixers win. I think you can't really. The Lakers have been just cruising lately, so there's not a lot of games I think they could lose. But with this, this Sixers team, they've also been hot. I think this is a game, especially on the road. The Lakers are on the road. They're on this road trip. I think this is a game that the Sixers could win. And Ben Simmons, he's not really, been scoring a ton this season, and he's, especially with Joel Embiid coming back, I think he's going to be trying to get Embiid involved more and getting shots for Seth Curry. So him to have a big assist night, I think is a good bet. And then with a Sixers win, that's plus 680, so that's really good value. And that actually brings me to my last pick of the night, which is also a plus 680 prop on FanDuel for the Warriors to beat the Timberwolves and Steph Curry to score 40 or more points, which these kind of, with these bets, when you're looking at them, they kind of have kind of escalating things where you can say, he's going to get 30 points and they win, 35 points and they win. For the odds for Steph to get, 30 or 25 or 35 points and the Warriors to win are still plus value, but it's like in the 100s and 200s. If you just go to Steph to get 40 or more points, you get up to plus 680. So that's just, to me, that's just like a good enough value that you take the swing on that one. That two things that are well within the realm of possibility happen. The Timberwolves are terrible. So even though, as we've discussed many times on these videos, the teams having the 2-game series, it's kind of hard. I think this Timberwolves team is not good right now, and so the Warriors winning that game, I think, is a pretty safe bet. And Steph Curry scoring 40 points is also something that easily could happen. So for plus 680, I think that's a good pick to make, or a good play to make if that's what you want to do, if you want to bet on that game. So those are some of the picks I like. It's kind of all over the place. For this slate, just some of the odds are a little bit weird in terms of how they're showing up on different books, and I'm taking some big swings, but I kind of like all of these picks a lot. So that's what I've got for you tonight. I'll be back with you on Friday. This has been Sean Highkin.